How's everybody doing? One life. I want to welcome y'all to the channel, man. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Everyone that's part of the One Life family, man. If this is your first time coming by the channel, I definitely want to welcome you to the channel. And if you are returning to the channel, I want to welcome you back. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, today I know people are still coming in and everything like that, so we're gonna start off slow. But I did want to let y'all know and bring awareness to Miss Ashley Elkins. Miss Ashley Elkins is the young lady that is also missing out of Detroit. And she's a mother of two, 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? Please hit the like button on the way in, man. Hit the like button for Ashley Elkins, man. Don't do it for me, man. Do it for Ashley Elkins, a mother of two. And this is a story that I've been hearing about and I've been researching and looking into it. And I figured, let's bring awareness to her situation as well, man, because there are so many people, you know what I'm saying, to hear that, hey, what's going on, everybody? But there are so many people. And it really caught my attention yesterday when the police chief said that, hey, they got so many people missing that they can't even give them a number. Well, let's kind of just bring awareness as far as what we can do. Now, Miss Ashley Elkins has been missing since January 2nd when she left her house, okay, to go and run errands. Now, the sad part about this is she's a mother of two, okay, and her mom, who has had her two kids since this happened, said that she had to sit her kids down and say, Mom may not be coming home because they do have substantial evidence that say that she may be unalive. Now, she left on January 2nd to go and run some errands. She would never return home. Her mom stated that, and the family stated that, come to find out, her ex-boyfriend, who is DeAndre Booker, okay, he was like pretty much stalking her. And in December of 2024, he had actually gotten in trouble for stalking and harassing this young lady, okay? Now, the crazy part about this is they're still not doing anything. I mean, they have them locked up, but they locked them up for lying to peace officers, okay? And they're saying that her car, which was a Chevrolet Malibu, was found not like a couple miles from DeAndre Booker's house. So they found her car. They haven't found her. They found evidence of blood traces in the dumpster located behind Mr. Booker's home. Okay, so when they searched that, they found evidence and stuff like that, which is why now, and I'll show y'all the videos and go more into it, but I'm just breaking it down as people come in, because this is a sad situation as well, man. It's another case of I don't know what is going on with, and not to sound crazy, but this is a high problem in the Detroit area. It's a problem everywhere, but right now it's just seems like it's so focused and it's so attached to the Detroit area that it's crazy. And so we're talking about Miss Ashley Elkins. So like I was saying, through this ordeal happened January the 2nd. So now for the last 4 days, because it gets really interesting, y'all. For the last 4 days, they've had like several people, like over 40 people every day in the cold weather, searching the landfill. I think it's called Pine Tree Landfill or something like that. Searching the landfill where they had to remove like 80,000 tons of trash to get to their targeted area. Because mind you, they saying that they found evidence of her body being in the dumpster behind his house. So now they're searching this landfill area. Okay. Now, right, this is all happening at the beginning of the month. Now they're saying it's pretty hard to go out here because they've been out here for 4 days, you guys, looking to find Ashley Elkins. Freezing temperatures. They say it's like, I think it's like 12 degrees out there or something like that, but it's really, really cold. But yet they out there every day trying to find her. Now, police do say that they feel they are very close to finding Ashley, you know what I'm saying? But as the more we talk about it and the more we bring awareness to it, I think I kind of see this going like there's going to be a lot of people to where we're going to become their voice. Certain bloggers and certain people that really care are going to become the voice of these these people, linking in with the families and just doing what we can. You know, I'm the type of person that's gonna do what I can, make action, and boom, boom. They're very close to finding her, but still the awareness of the situation needs to be brought and closure needs to be given to her family, man. You know, you can't just keep leaving these people out there. And I'm not saying that they're leaving them, but you know, we got to speak up and bring awareness to these situations because there's a lot that is going on. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to go into the press conference, and I want y'all to hear from her mom. This is a 30-year-old mother of two hairstylists. And okay. So the guy, DeAndre Booker. Okay, so I was telling y'all about how he caught the stalking situation back in December. Okay, and what happened was he actually booked an appointment. Okay, y'all know how dangerous that is. Y'all women, be very careful when y'all doing those bookings and appointments. Y'all be very careful because you have people that have these crazy thoughts and they try to use that. And this is what DeAndre Booker did back in December. He acted as if he was a client and was able to gain access to Ashley Elkins, who clearly didn't want anything to do with him for whatever reason. I don't know the reason, but you know, she don't have to explain that to nobody. But he gained access to her through doing that and setting up these fake appointments and just stalking and harassing the young lady. You feel me? And now, and he also was so he was in the military. Okay, he was in the military some years back, and he was less than dishonorably charged. Okay, now I had never heard about that until they explained it and said it's not a dishonorable charge, but it's less than honorable. So he was in the military at one point, DeAndre Booker, and for whatever reason, he was let go from the Army. Oh, he had went AWOL. He had gone AWOL from the military, and so he was with the less than honorable discharge. PTSD at his finest. We're definitely talking about a guy that's dealing with some major issues, okay? And now he has a bigger issue on his hand. And, you know, I'm not trying to sound crazy, but I'm just so tired of these people coming up missing and nobody knows where they're at. And yes, they're looking for the people, but sometimes they just never find them. The reason why I say that is because this is the same. Well, we'll get into that. Let me let y'all take a look at what the family said in their press conference and bring y'all up to date about the situation with Ashley Elkins, the 30-year-old mother of two who went missing out of Detroit, Warren County.
You saw in court today. I know this. I can't even imagine.
I just really had no bond. I think it's good that he got the bond. I just didn't want to have a bond at all. You know, I just want him not to be able to get out at all. I just want to go straight to prison and just never get out ever again.
I know that they asked for $500,000 and the judge lowered it. How do you feel about that?
I didn't like that. She should have did $500,000, but I can set $250,000. But you know, which could have been higher or no bond at all.
And you all have had your suspicions about him. Kind of, does this confirm what you were suspecting?
Yes, I knew it from day one.
Can you tell us about that? Is there a moment that you kind of knew?
When I got to her house, it was 8:40. She left at 8:30. I went in the house for a minute, came back out. I texted her. I had a dream of her car being stolen. And
Family proof your family with Life 360.
I just ran into this guy at the gas station. You wouldn't believe what he said to me. He said, Pace, I've been following you for a couple of years, and I'm so excited to maybe do my...
She replied back, "Oh, man," which is weird to me. So I FaceTime her. She didn't answer. So I said to her, you know, just be mindful about your surroundings and, you know, pay attention where you're going. And she didn't call back. That's not like her. And she never called back. And she never texts back. Never.
Do you think that all man that wasn't like her, do you think that was her answering?
No, that was him. I believe he had her when she walked out that front door.
Does he have any violence or history of violence or anything? No.
I never knew he was violent, but now that I find out things, I know he was stalking and some things happened, but I found out later from friends first that, yeah.
So he was, you think he was kind of controlling, possessive?
That I know he was, because he would go through her phone and she was doing hair at home. And he had a problem with men coming in and get their dreads and stuff done. And so she had got a booth somewhere on 8 Mile, so that she wouldn't have any problems with him. Then when they broke up, then she just went back and started going from her house.
When did they break up?
I want to say September.
And how long were they dating?
A year.
Can you describe their relationship? Have you been around them when they were
Yeah,
together?
he was around my whole family. When I say I thought he was the one who was going to marry her, just he was good to her kids. He played ball with them. He took them to their haircuts. Ashley's father was murdered also April 8th of last year. He was there for that. He went to, I worked for Stellantis, and we had a Christmas extravaganza last Christmas. He was there.
Formal.
The formal. He was there. He was always in my house. I cooked. He was part of the family. So I'm just really shook that he would do something like this.
Did it give you any hope to hear the prosecutor say that they are still hoping that she's alive?
No.
Yeah, I think we heard from the chief and the police, and based upon the evidence, there's reason to believe that she is not. We know the prosecutor is legalese, right, until a body is found in a courtroom. They're still making those assumptions. But last night, the family was very clear that based on the evidence that and what was shared with us by the police, that she's deceased at this time.
And I know, have you informed her kids at all of that update? I know you were just talking about how they're asking for them.
So yesterday I went and got them. I told this 10-year-old, he just screamed and hollered
This is so sad.
and asked why was somebody do something like that to his mother, because she's so kind. And how she takes care of them. Who's going to take care of them now? And he's supposed to be a chef, and he's supposed to buy her house, and he's supposed to cook for her. And they had plans, and now it's like he said he's not going to do anything now. He don't want to do anything anymore. And he's asked me questions like, is he going to his dad's, or he's got to stay there now? And I don't know. I can't break down. I've been strong this whole time, looking every day from day one. And it's like I can't really lose it, because now I got to take care of my grandsons. And so I just got to always just keep getting strong. But I get tired and overwhelmed. And I just want to thank everybody who helped me. I'm glad I went on live on Facebook. I'm glad that people share. I'm glad for social media who sent me information about all sorts of things, his family and people he knew and addresses. I thank the media for when you all came out, that y'all were on the ball. Y'all were calling me all the time from day one trying to get it on there. And, we don't speak on why y'all didn't get it. I'm not going to go there. But once it got on, even they would call me and would tell me updates so that I wouldn't see it on social media, trying to just protect me and protect my family. So I really appreciate that.
Do you have any feelings to just how full that courtroom was? Some reporters couldn't even get in. It was so full with support.
Yeah. I was on social media. I said, I felt like I was alone and I didn't have anybody. And everybody showed me I did, that there are still villages out here.
Yes, ma'am.
And yeah, I'm going to be okay with time. The boys will be okay with time, but it's just heartbreaking. She didn't deserve this. She was really a sweet, even when she was born, she was a child who never cried. And growing up, she didn't do too much. She was real quiet and happy. She was the person that everybody went to, her friends, for advice. And yeah, this is just hard.
She was missing. She's still missing. You still don't know. What would help you right now? What would help you in any way right now?
Just prayers. Just everybody pray that we find her. Just pray. I've looked, so I'm sure that they probably know where she is. They probably still look for her. That's what I feel. They just gotta find her.
Even if you know in your heart that she's possibly deceased.
I know she is. I knew it because they took too long. So
you still want to just have your baby home.
Yeah.
Dang, that's sad.
Yeah. So at least we can lay her to rest.
Shopify's point of sale system helps you sell at every stage of your business. Need a fast and secure way to take payments? We've got you covered. How about card readers that you can rely on? Yep, that too. Want one place to manage every sale from every channel? That's kind of our thing.
She's my oldest, and I always told them, my kids, to stay close. Because if something happens to me, then she was supposed to take care of them. And I don't know.
Have they described as he being cooperative, or is he combative, or have the police told you at all?
As far as the,
When they arrested?
oh, no, we don't have any information as it relates to that.
Did he ever reach out to the family at any point when you guys were talking, trying to figure out where she was?
No.
What would you say to him?
But we accepted him. We accepted you in our family. You met her grandmother, you met her aunt, you met all her father's side of the family. You were good to those boys. You didn't think that how it would affect those boys, the ones you got their haircut, the ones you kept sometimes when she had to run errands, the ones you played ball with, the ones you took to the park. You didn't care about them. It's just sad that he didn't even think about them.
I wonder if he did something to them boys.
Was
I
that
just-
He
a
probably
immediate
just
red
snapped.
flag to you that he didn't call when this all started?
No, it was a mini red flag when she said, "Oh man, I knew it in my spirit something was wrong," and I knew that he had been there 2 days prior, acting like he was a client. He went on her website and booked an appointment to get his hair done.
This is a
And then
hurting
he came
moment.
to her house. He knocked on the front door and the side door, and they didn't let him in. So here he is, 2-3 days later. Boom, she's gone.
Oh,
That's
snap.
sickening.
Yeah, that was December. She came up missing January 2nd.
Did he describe any
Wow.
other stalking type incidents where he was doing that?
Exactly.
I don't know. A friend of hers said that she felt like somebody was always following her in her car.
This is genuine. His mama hurting.
Something about another time he tried to make an appointment, but she found out it was him, and she called him, and he confessed that it was him, and he just wanted to see her, that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Why did she decide to end it with him, or was it?
This just happened.
When we find out he had like
This just
6 and
happened
7
January
different
2nd of
pages,
this year.
like
Jarvis
on
was
Facebook,
arrested last year.
he would have the same people on his page, like responding or to whatever he posted, which is strange. the same 6 people are not going to always say something. You know, you're going to have different people, different days say things. And that's when we start realizing that something wasn't right with him.
Do you think those were fake or?
Oh, they definitely were. He was good with computers and doing things on them and making fake pages, making fake documents. We just really didn't know who he was. We thought we knew.
Tristan, thank you. I appreciate that. Shouts out to Tristan Johnson in the
Going
building.
AWOL and the military or the other fraud.
We found out that he was in the Army. He did tell her that, and I asked her to share.
Thank you to Tristan. I know I get to talking over the video and y'all can't hear me. Thank y'all for pulling up today, One Life family, man. We're talking about Ashley Elkins. Shouts out to the members in the building. Shouts out to the subscribers in the building. Shouts out to the whole One Life family, man. I thank y'all so much for your support and your encouragement. Again, we're breaking down the situation, the case, the missing of Ashley Elkins, the 30-year-old mother of 2 who went missing January 2nd of this year. After her ex-boyfriend, he booked a fake appointment. And he booked a fake appointment to come and see her because she had started doing hair at her house. And and this is her mom who is speaking, her mom and her family at a press conference, you know what I'm saying how they feel and how, you know, their relationship was and things of that nature. Ashley Elkins is also the lady, in case y'all don't know, that they have been looking for in the landfill out of Warren County, but it's up in what is the county? It's like Pine Tree, something like that. Landfill. They've been out there, searchers and rescue teams have been out there for the last 4 days. 4 days in the weather condition looking for Ashley Elkins, whose family definitely deserves justice, closure, and answers. They have her ex-boyfriend locked up, but as of right now, he is only locked up for lying to the police. Now, the district attorney office say by the end of the week, he could be facing more severe charges, but we just have to wait and see. So right now, we are just listening to the press conference. And I know a lot of people may have heard her name, but not be familiar with her situation. Again, this is a mother. This is a word. This is a word. I mean, this is a mother who is really, really hurting. You know, these are 2 boys that are hurting. You know, and I just feel so bad that this situation is going on all over the world, not just in Detroit, but all over the world. And so yeah, I was just bringing everybody up to speed. This is the family of Ashley Elkins at the press conference, explaining.
Ever see him with, you know, a picture with her? She said she saw, but didn't know about AWOL. A cousin had said they didn't know. So he was in the Army, and then all of a sudden he was home.
What do you all think of when the prosecutor was going over the misstatements he made to police and his internet search history?
We were aware of some of those statements. If anything, it shows how calculating he was, that this was premeditated, and it shows the monster that he is. I mean, we're still waiting on more information as it relates to that. I'm sure the police knows more than we do. But to hear that, you know, it says a lot about him and the monster that he is.
So you think he planned it all ahead of time?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
He didn't just plan it, but he planned to get off. I mean, he's hoping allegedly to pass a polygraph.
Yeah.
Right. That says a lot, right? You're researching how to pass a polygraph. You know, you show up 2 days before and prior. This was no doubt premeditated. I was a prosecutor. I did homicide cases. I mean, this is as premeditated as you can get, right? He planned it every step of the way. It's just, you can't fathom why would someone would do this. You're talking about a mother, a 30-year-old mother of 2 children, you know, and she didn't deserve this at all. But everything you heard in that courtroom, just from those messages alone, I think it says a lot about what he did and how this unfolded.
Does it feel like you're getting robbed every time you make a car insurance payment? But there could be a way out. There's this website called
Man, this up. We trying this out. They gonna hit them with those charges.
You know, again, we want to thank the media. Definitely want to continue to thank the community for their support. Outpouring, I mean, to see all that love and support in the courtroom, it does mean a lot. And ultimately, you know, we want Ashley home. And when I say that, I mean we want her body found. And we know the police are working on that. They're working diligently on that. And we want to move forward. You know, we want justice in this. And you know, I said this last night. It seems that this case is resonating with a lot of people, probably for a lot of different reasons. We should not have to see our Black and brown women murdered. We should not have to deal with boyfriends or husbands attacking their significant others. These are not things that should be happening. This is not normal, right? And we shouldn't accept this as normal. Whether we're police, whether we're everyday people, whether we're prosecutors, whether we're, you know, family members, this is not normal. And this should not have to happen to anyone.
Yeah.
Yes, I can play the court video
Can
next.
you talk about your background? You're a former prosecutor. You said, where were you a prosecutor in
Wayne County.
Wayne County?
Yeah.
How many years?
That was, now I'm giving away my age. 98 through 2004, I was with the Mike Duggan administration at that time. I was a chief in the office, a deputy chief. Worked in the homicide unit. So
You're a civil attorney now?
I do some of everything, right?
Did you ever think you'd be on this side of that attorney-client?
You know, I was speaking with someone before. No, I mean, once again, I think society grows numb to these things, and you see it on television, you see it in the movies, and you think, wow, that's so sad for them. To be on this side is devastating. It gives you another understanding. You know, it's like, that's why I said this is not normal. It shouldn't be accepted as another occurrence, another, you know, unfortunate female who, you know, went missing and you know, at the hands of their ex or their husband or boyfriend. It just should not be accepted as normal. But it gives you a different understanding being on this side, no doubt.
And he is my daughter's brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dang.
And that's my
Look how
mother.
that family stand up there
That was
together.
her first granddaughter.
Yeah.
Look at that family
Watched her
together.
grow up.
Oh,
Yeah.
we all had a hand in raising her.
And then you embraced this gentleman into your family. How does that make you
I
feel?
only saw him a few times, but that was her friend, and he came to my house all dressed up for a formal affair, and the stance that he had, and you know, I just saw some class in him, but we didn't know who he was. We didn't know.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
All right,
time.
thank you.
you guys so much.
Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, now we're finna get into the court hearing that they have for DeAndre Brooks. I'm finna play that here shortly. But again, we're talking about Ashley Elkins, and you can hear the family. I like how that family's sitting up together. The mama, the grandmama, the uncle. You feel me? They up there strong, and it's felt. Their presence is heard, and they're gonna get the results that they're looking for. They're gonna get the answers that they're looking for. Okay, what it say for this is exactly what a caring, grieving family looks like. You can feel it, and they deserve every piece of justice that's available. Because again, like the uncle said, I think his name is Maurice. That's why we got the name Maurice from the other day when I was talking about Maurice. It was him. Dang, but yeah, I think his name was Maurice. You know, like he said, people shouldn't have to go through this. If you're not happy with a person or a person, I mean. But that was a saying they used to say, man, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Now, I'm not here to knock nobody for what they go through, but when you You know, personal business is personal business. But when you got people that's coming up missing, they got children, they unalived, these women, like he say, they're just trying to get away from certain situations, then you have a problem. Leave people alone. If whatever reason this lady don't want to be with you, she don't have to be with you. Start holding these guys accountable. If you put your hands on these women and you all psychic and psycho and stuff, they need to keep you in a mental facility or put you in there in Wright Street where you can fight all day long. Put you somewhere where you can fight and hit on people and stuff like that and survive for your life. Because this is ridiculous. Man, you got a mom that's hurt. I'm talking about her mom. And then her mom, which is the grandmama. Then the two boys. And like she said, man, these are the same young men that she trusted you with. You took them to get their hair cut. You took them to get, what you call it, to play at the park. You did all of these things, but because of the simple fact that you couldn't be with their mom, you're going to take their mom from them. Now, these are some, I was trying to pull up, these some young boys, young men. Young. Crying, saying, you know, you heard what the mama said. But yeah, I got the court appearance right here. Let's check it out. And again, they have been searching the landfill for the last 4 days. Now they say that landfill is tied to a lot. Now I want y'all to understand this. I want y'all to understand this too. They saying that that landfill it hold a lot of stuff. They saying that it's a place of interest for more than one body. It always has been. You know what I'm saying? They look for other bodies over there as well. So yes, they saying that there's a few bodies that could be tied into this landfill. Hey, what's going on? Blessed and anointed. What's going on? Truly thankful. What's going on, One Life family? We are talking about Ashley Elkins today. Man, if you have not had a chance to, man, please hit the like button, y'all, and share and subscribe to the channel if you have not had a chance. Boom. Now I'm going to play the court hearing for y'all where DeAndre Brooks had gone to court for his hearing. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
January 2nd, when she left home to run errands. Earlier this week, police raided the Roseville apartment of her ex-boyfriend. Today, that man, DeAndre Booker, was charged with lying to a peace officer. In today's arraignment, we learned more about Booker's past, including his career with the military. And after holding out hope, Ashley Elkins' family now telling us, sadly, they believe she has passed away. 7 News Detroit reporter Tiara Braddock has been covering this story all along, and she spoke with Elkins' family today. Tiara, what else are they telling you on this very emotional day?
Hi, Simon. Well, today, DeAndre Booker's bond was set at $250,000, and Ashley Elkins' mom says she wished he never got a bond.
I just want him not to be able to get out at all. I just want to go straight to prison.
On Thursday, family and friends of Ashley Elkins packed into a courtroom at the 39th District Court in Roseville to watch DeAndre Booker be charged with lying to a police officer.
And the court takes very seriously that the allegations being made are that the defendant is lying to a police officer regarding material facts about a missing person at this time.
Warren resident Ashley Elkins went missing on January 2nd.
She was a child who never cried, and growing up, she didn't do too much. She was real quiet and happy. She was the person that everybody went to.
Since the mom of 2 disappeared, her
Hold on, y'all. I'm finna play the full one for y'all. Don't y'all forget now, it's Friday. We feeling good, man. Y'all hit that cash out for me, man. I'm still working for y'all. We talking about Ashley Elkins. If y'all if you have not had a chance, hit the like button. But I'm finna play the full arraignment for y'all. I'm sorry about that. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. But don't be shy. Y'all can hit that cash out anytime you feel like it, baby. How y'all feeling out there this lovely Friday, man? How y'all feeling, One Life? Here's the full arraignment.
White people versus DeAndre Booker.
Your Honor, Randall Kane, appearing as arraignment attorney on behalf of DeAndre Booker. Mr. Booker, state your name for the court, please.
DeAndre Booker. And thank you. Good morning, Your Honor. Steve Fox on behalf of the people.
All right, and Detective Lesperance, can you please go to the table next to Mr. Kane? Mr. Booker, did you talk to Mr. Kane today?
Yes.
Did he go over your rights with you?
Yes.
Did you understand all of those rights?
Yes.
Do you have any questions regarding your rights?
No.
I'm going to enter a not guilty plea for purposes of arraignment. With regard to bond, we'll start with Mr. Kane.
Your Honor, Mr. Booker is 32 years old. He's in custody on this charge. He states he is not employed. He lives at the same address. He also states he's not on probation or parole. I recommend a reasonable bond in this matter.
All right, and Mr. Fox.
Thank you. Good morning, Your Honor. Obviously, we're here on a 4-year felony for lying to a peace officer on a violent crime investigation. This is, of course, as Your Honor is aware, involving Ms. Elkins. And the court is to consider MCR 6.106F and MCL 765.6, a number of factors. I'm going to hit on a few if you don't mind. The first is the protection of the public. The underlying matter, although not the charge specifically, but the underlying matter obviously involves a crime of violence, potentially. We are still seeking Ms. Elkins. The defendant, we suspect and believe, may know where she is. And a concern is her safety if, God forbid, the worst has not happened yet. So with respect to that, Judge, I believe that there is a risk to the public, specifically if she were still alive, and that's what we're all hoping for, of course. The other is the defendant's risk of non-appearance and the likelihood of conviction. Likelihood of conviction, Judge, the defendant made several material factual misstatements to Detective Lesperance and recited those to the court during the course of the initial swear-to. The defendant was aware that we were investigating a missing persons report. He was aware that there was some belief of his involvement. He made misstatements about both his location as well as Ms. Elkins and how she may have left his vehicle, left his apartment complex, all of which we can demonstrate by objective evidence and video evidence to be false. So there's a high likelihood of conviction on these cases, on these matters. And then last and most importantly for the court's consideration, I think at this point, is the probability or improbability of returning for trial. We have a history that includes charges at least. We do not have the disposition, but we did recover a DD-214 from his time in the U.S. Army. It looks like in 2016, he was charged with a couple of matters, including larceny of private property, and more importantly, fraudulent ID documents. And then in 2017, he was charged with desertion or the absence without leave, going AWOL from the Army. Ultimately, he was discharged less than honorably, although it was not a dishonorable discharge. He was discharged from the Army in a less than honorable means or manner. We know that after the conversations, before the conversations with Detective Lesperance, but we believe after the underlying events of this case, he fled from Macomb County, went to Flint, where he was apprehended and brought back to Roseville. And we know that during that time, while he was in Flint, he accessed the internet to search for such things as fastest routes from Flint to Ohio, what to do on the run, is blood traceable, how to beat a polygraph, and deleting Google history. So Judge, I think by his own words and search history, by his prior conduct, and by what is frankly at stake in this particular matter, he's of significant risk of flight. With that, I would request a significant bond. I'm asking for a $500,000 cash surety bond, no 10%, and that a steel cuff GPS tether be attached should he make that bond.
Great.
All right, Mr. King, anything further from you?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Detective Lesperance, is there anything you wish to add?
No, ma'am, not this time.
All right. As Mr. Fox indicated, there are many things the court has to look to with regard to setting bond and determining bond. This court looks most closely at the risk of harm to the public and the likelihood of the defendant's appearance in court. I will note for the record that this matter is currently charged as a 4-year felony. I will also note for the matter that while Mr. Fox did point out several instances from the defendant's time in the military with regard to any sort of matters that came up with regard to larceny or desertion, that there is no other criminal history presented. But that being said, the matter being investigated does involve a missing person, which is a very serious matter.
Yeah.
And the court takes very seriously that the allegations being made are that the defendant is lying to a police officer regarding material facts about a missing person at this time.
Yeah.
That gives the court great concern about the risk of harm to the public and the likelihood that the defendant will make sure that he appears in court for both this matter and any potential further charges that may be brought by the prosecution. At this time, the court is going to assess a bond in the amount of $250,000 cash surety, steel cuff tether prior to any release. The PCC date in this matter will be January 22nd, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. on Zoom in front of Judge Bodecker. The exam date will be January 29th, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. in person in front of Judge Bodecker. I
Yes,
have
it's in
referred the matter
Detroit.
to the Office of the Public Defender for appointment of counsel at this time. If the defendant does retain counsel, that counsel can send in a substitution of attorney. Is there anything further from any party?
I apologize, Judge. Just one clear, you indicate steel cuff tether, that is with G, that's correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Nothing further from the people, Judge.
Anything further, Mr. King? Okay, you guys are all set today. Have a good day.
Yeah, so that was okay. So yeah, so that was the thing, and it's actually right there. I think this happened on 8 Mile. This happened on 8 Mile. Ain't no telling how many. Okay, yeah, and I seen what y'all was saying. They did say that yesterday. That man, it's so many missing people, man, in the city of Detroit that they don't even know where to start. Now, look, I wanted to explain. I wanted to go into this with you guys now. It was, are y'all familiar with, hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Hold on. It's just a lot going on in today's world, man. We have to be so careful, man. We have to look out for each other. But even more so, we have to let me see where it's at. Because I want y'all to know we have to stay tuned in, know what's going on. So now look, I'm gonna play this one. Because again, this landfill that they're looking at for Ashley Elkins. It's a landfill that they're saying a lot of people get dumped at, and they go to this landfill a lot looking for bodies. A lot of them don't even be recovered. Do y'all remember the story about Zion Foster? Now, if you remember the other day when I played that clip, they said they was talking about Ashley Elkins and they mentioned Zion Foster. They also, I believe they said something about Nazaria Harris as well. I'm not for certain, but they did mention Zion Foster. Now, they looked for Zion Foster back in 2001, maybe, no, not 2000, I'm sorry, 2021, maybe 2022. I think it was 2021 though, maybe 2022. They was looking for Zion Foster in the same landfill. This very same landfill they was looking for Zion Foster in. Her body was never discovered, okay? However, her cousin, he had went to jail and did like 10 months because he lied to the police. See, it's like the same ongoing thing with this Detroit stuff. They do these stuff. They go in there, they lie to the police. They get these, they had given him 10 months for lying to the police. And when he was getting ready to be, yeah, that's exactly right. And when he was getting ready to be released, they came back and I think they hit him with the whole thing. You feel me? Let me let y'all take a look at it because Zion Foster body was never discovered. where are these bodies?
On an arrest 18 months in the making is now leading to murder charges against her cousin, Jalen Brazier. Good evening and welcome to 7 Action News at 11. I'm Carolyn Clifford. Zion Foster went missing last January. She left her home and never returned. Police spent months searching a site in Macomb County after Brazier admitted to putting Zion's body in a dumpster, but she was never found.
Wait a minute.
Brazier was arraigned by video
Now we
on
cooking.
charges of first-degree murder
Now
and
we cooking.
tampering with evidence in the case.
Now you know that she went missing. She went missing. Well, her cousin did this to her. But this was, because somebody said earlier, a lot of this stuff started happening in January. This happened to her January the 4th, 2022, shout. Naziah went missing January the 9th. Ashley Elkins missing January the 2nd. Y'all see what I'm saying? Why we got to come together and talk about this stuff? And the more and more we come together, One Life Family, the sooner we'll be able to hop on these cases. And the sooner we'll be able to speak up, bring attention, bring awareness, and start helping these families and these victims. There are too many victims because there's not enough people that care. There's not enough people to just speak up. There's not enough people that say, hey, well, look, I can do my part and we can do our part. Zion Foster was never found as well. Her family still ain't got no closure.
7 Action News reporter Alex Bozargian spoke to Zion's aunt, who is now finding a sense of closure.
Zion Foster's own cousin is in the Wayne County Jail right now facing charges for her murder. Prosecutors say it was a long road of gathering evidence, examining it, and linking it together to make an arrest.
I just think that only a monster could pull off something like that.
Kayla Foster says she spent the last 18 months missing her niece Zion and wondering if the person who hurt her would ever have to answer for it.
But it felt like she was just forgotten. So it is a giant relief that they have been working on this the entire time. And it's fantastic to finally hear something.
This afternoon, Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy charged Zion's cousin, Jalen Brazier, in connection with her death. Just last year, 24-year-old Brazier was locked up for 10 months and charged with perjury for allegedly changing his story about Zion's whereabouts and ultimately confessing to police he threw her body away in a dumpster after they smoked marijuana together and she stopped breathing.
In this case, there is a compelling body of evidence that confirms that the defendant took a young woman's life, disposed of her remains, and then repeatedly obstructed the investigation into her disappearance.
To throw her away is unfathomable, especially to have known her. She was the brightest light.
Last summer, Detroit police launched a search at a landfill in Lenox Township, months after the 17-year-old's disappearance. But unfortunately, they came up empty.
It feels terrible. It feels like a nightmare that we can't wake up from. Like she's just gone and there's nothing. It's terrible.
Even without a body, prosecutors feel like they built a strong case, levying a first-degree murder charge against Brazier.
Since we can't have her back, this is all we got. So, and we're just waiting to hear that final verdict.
Coming up on July 3rd is Brazier's probable cause hearing, and then on July 10th is the preliminary exam. In Detroit tonight, I'm Alex Bozargian for 7 Action News.
My mom had just passed away, and I had the unfortunate task of having to clean up junk that was in my mom's backyard. So I thought of 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
So I played that one like so y'all could see. This is the same landfill that they are searching and that they've been searching for the last 4 days. Y'all see this? Family is doing this to family. This ain't even a lot of like outsiders coming in and doing this. From Naziah Harris, Ashley Elkins. When I say family, I'm talking about the man who she got named. Well, really, she had done cut him off, but you know, he was like family because he raised her children. The family said they knew he knew the mama, the grandmama, you know what I'm saying? They had done accepted him into their family. Zion Foster, body still not found. Like her cousin just said, it's like an ongoing nightmare. And somewhere along the line, you know, I'm a different type of blogger, a journalist, however you want to say it. I like to get involved and bring awareness. Like I keep telling you, I bring awareness so that things can change. Not to do the police job, but bring awareness to the community. You ain't always got to wait on the police or deal with the police. You can start putting stuff in y'all community to help. Put centers for people that have been abused. Put centers up and stuff like that, and nonprofits for people so that people can have somewhere to go and talk to who may be dealing with abuse, who can get it off their chest. You ain't got to figure it out. Safe places around the community. You see what I'm saying? Just the community get involved. Not telling nobody what to do, but when a problem of this magnitude is going on, then it's time for some kind of way to change, because clearly the police cannot handle it. And unless people want to just keep taking the laws, we already got the police unalive and unarmed, unarmed people. We already got a mass majority in prison and can't get out. So now y'all want to start taking the women and unaliving the women and hiding their body and assaulting the children. We ain't gonna have much left. Justice for Ashley Elkins, man. Prayers, thoughts are with our family.
The pitch black
of a landfill in Lenox Township, searching for any trace of missing mom Ashley Elkins. Now, this search has been ongoing since Monday, making it 4 days. Crews have spent conducting a grid search on Pine Tree Acres landfill in freezing cold temperatures. Let's bring in Sean Lay. We've been covering this story on the ground and from the air. What is the latest on the investigation at this hour, Sean?
You can see it right now. The pitch black out here, and the investigators just left. More than 20 police officers and volunteers up there, way up there, looking for the body of Ashley Elkins. And they didn't want to leave. That's how committed they are. That's how emotional they are to finding some peace, some justice, and some closure for this heartbroken family. So here's the deal. No remains have been found, but we just got an update from Roseville's police chief. He says they're not giving up.
But out there cold. Look, it's cold out there. Y'all hit that cash out. We y'all
work
get
today. We'll be back tomorrow
y'all know
morning.
we do it over here. Hold on.
We're still inside our targeted area. And we have,
he said, that man was psyched out.
Some more to go.
We'll have to watch
A little
that
deeper
trial,
and
y'all.
A little wider, and we'll be back first thing in the morning to hopefully finish up. We have some, like I said yesterday, we have some items that are being processed, and we have inside our targeted area, and we have some more to go. A little deeper and a little wider, and we'll be back first thing in the morning to hopefully finish up. We have some, like I said yesterday, we have some items that are being processed for evidence. We don't know if they're related to this case or not, and we'll ascertain that once we get back to the office and get them to the evidence lab. Guys, let's break that down for you, exactly what he's exactly saying there. And the key elements are, we're back here tomorrow, and they're not going to give up, because I asked the chief how you have a high confidence level that you're going to find the remains of Ashley right up there. And he said, absolutely. That's where the evidence is leading them. If they had gone out of here and said, we're going to regroup and see where this leads us now, that's not the case. They're going to be back here tomorrow, and they're very hopeful, and they have a high confidence. They're going to get some answers here. Back to you.
Can't imagine what that family's going through tonight. All right,
That's
Sean,
right.
thank you.
Did you know that Amazon has a $50 million fund that they have to pay?
They back out there, and they are looking for her. They're looking for Ashley Elkins, the 30-year-old mother of 2 boys that went missing out of Warren County. You know what I'm saying? And again, I just wanted to take time to come up here one life, man, and tap in with y'all and bring y'all up to date with Ashley Elkins' case. You know, I'm gonna be talking more and more about it until, just following it, man. There's so many things that are going on, and I don't want people to look at it like, we just be stuck on one thing, man. There's a lot that is going on, and we can cover all kind of things, man. We have not forgotten about Naziah. Once there's more information in regards to Naziah Harris' case and the speedy trial that Jarvis Butts filed for, we will bring more information as far as that goes. As far as the same thing with Ashley Elkins, the more information that is released, the more we'll bring that out. Police are confident that they are close to recovering her body, but again, like I say, it was the same situation back in 2022 with Zion Foster, the 17-year-old lady we just that I just shared with y'all, who they looked for her body in the landfill, and she was never discovered. Maybe she wasn't there. Maybe she was. I don't know. But a lot of these people, families, are still hurting. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to One Life today, man. And although it was a quick show, I just wanted to again bring awareness, man. Make sure to turn on your notification button, man. Make sure you turn on your make sure you hit the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button if you have not had a chance to. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure we'll be popping back out here lately. I just don't want to put too much on you at one time. How do y'all feel about this situation with Ashley Elkins? Let me know how y'all feel about this. Because this is a deep situation. It's a major problem, rather. You know what? No, I'm not going to go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, I got some more I want to share with y'all, because I'm really going to lay this on y'all about Ashley Elkins, because there's so much. Y'all know how I get. I be ready to go eat, but no, I know when I get off, I might not, I'm going to be gone. We got a lot to cover. You feel me? We got a lot to cover. Y'all hold up right there. Y'all hold up right there, man. We gonna we got to bring justice, I'm gonna order me something to eat in a minute. But yeah, man, we got to bring justice. And it was something I wanted to share with y'all. Is it this right here? Yeah. So listen, y'all. One Life family, we here, baby. We ain't going nowhere. Baby. We here. We working. You know how it is, man. I kind of got a little sidetracked, man. But awareness needs to be brought. I just didn't want to lay so much on y'all at one time. Okay. So yeah. Ashley Elkins, they got them out there in the landfill. They got the search team out there in the landfill. They've been out there for the last 4 days looking for Ashley Elkins. Okay. They know that they have evidence saying that the ex-boyfriend, DeAndre Booker, is involved with this. And when I say the district attorney's office is saying that by the end of the week, which is today, he could be facing more charges. Okay. So they are not opposed to putting these other charges on him. And one of the things that we have seen in Detroit lately is they will send you to trial and possibly convict you. And they haven't recovered a body and things of that nature. So they have a very different way of doing things in Detroit. And whatever gets the job done. But yes, this is Ashley Elkins. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the video, the interview that her uncle, I think it's her uncle, Maurice, actually had a chance to sit down with Court TV and share further, deeper information pertaining to Ashley Elkins and her disappearance. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. One Life family, for pulling up on me, man. We ain't going nowhere. We still rocking, man. We got to find out what's going on with this Ashley Elkins. And even more so, we got to find out what's going on with the city of Detroit, man. This family are hurting. You got people who got missing loved ones.
Is she texting someone behind your back? A single Spokio search can help you find out who she's messaging.
One Life family, y'all
Is a beautician who sees customers in her home. After she left home that day, she was never seen or heard from again. Her phone pinged in the area near her boyfriend's apartment. His name is DeAndre Booker. Ashley's car was recovered a few miles away from there. Investigators obtained a search warrant and went inside Booker's home. They indicated there was substantial evidence collected inside, and they also indicated that based upon that evidence, they believe Ashley was murdered. Booker was booked, but not for murder, instead for lying to police. Meanwhile, the search for Ashley continues.
This is a tough one. I'm such a young mom and doing such a great job. Think about it, when you're young, you've got two boys and you're taking care of them. You're working hard. You're doing everything right, everything you're supposed to be doing. And then something like this happens. I want to put this up. This is from WXYZ, our great affiliate out there in Michigan. And this is from January 8th, 2025. DeAndre Booker charged with lying to peace officer. The ex-boyfriend of a Warren woman who went missing last week has been arrested in connection to her case. Police said investigators said he is the primary suspect. And that's important. Sometimes they won't say that there's a suspect or a person of interest. They're just gathering evidence. But here, very clear that he is the primary suspect, which brings us to the first question in our investigation. Why? Why is DeAndre Booker the primary suspect in all this? What do police know? What is the evidence that is out there right now? And why are they connecting him to this disappearance, which appears to be really a homicide investigation at this point? Joining me, Ashley Elkins' uncle, Maurice Morton, and retired police officer for 2 decades, an expert in analyzing crime scenes, now trains investigators. Mike McCutcheon is with us as well. Maurice, let me begin, first of all, on behalf of everyone here at Court TV, our thoughts, our prayers are with your family. Tell me tonight, how is the family doing, number one? And number two, what are the family's thoughts about DeAndre Booker?
Well, thank you for having me on your show, and thank you for the question. It's very tough for the family right now. The police are doing an active search for her remains right now at a landfill. So the last 2 days, we've been on pins and needles. I'm waiting from word from the police on whether or not they've located her remains. As it relates to DeAndre Booker, the family's clear. He's a monster. And, everything, all the evidence points to this being a premeditated crime, something that he planned. The family is convinced that he was outside her home when she left out that day, that he abducted her, took her to his home, where he subsequently murdered her. So, nothing but ill feelings towards him. Can't believe he did what he did. He was very close to the family, and it's just no words for what he did. Just an absolute monster.
Mike, I want to play Stephen Fox's what he said in court for the first appearance of Booker. Take a listen to what the assistant prosecuting attorney had to say.
Obviously, we're here on a 4-year felony for lying to a peace officer on a violent crime investigation. This is, of course, as your Honor is aware, involving Ms. Elkins. And the court is to consider MCR 6.106F and MCL 76516, a number of factors. I'm going to hit on a few if you don't mind. The first is the protection of the public. The underlying matter, although not the charge specifically, but the underlying matter obviously involves a crime of violence, potentially. We are still seeking Ms. Elkins. The defendant, we suspect and believe, may know where she is. And a concern is her safety if, God forbid, the worst has not happened yet.
Shopify's point-of-sale system helps you sell at every stage of your business. Need a fast and secure way to take payments? We've got you.
So with respect to that, Judge, I believe that there is a risk to the public, specifically if she were still alive, and that's what we're all hoping for, of course. The other is the defendant's risk of non-appearance and the likelihood of conviction. Likelihood of conviction, Judge, the defendant made several material factual misstatements to detective aspirants and recited those to the court during the course of the initial swear to. The defendant was aware that we were investigating a missing persons report. He was aware that there was some belief of his involvement. He made misstatements about both his location as well as Ms. Elkins and how she may have left his vehicle, left his apartment complex, all of which we can demonstrate by objective evidence and video evidence to be false. So there's a high likelihood of conviction in these cases, on these matters. And then last and most importantly for the court's consideration, I think at this point, is the probability or improbability of returning for trial. We have a history that includes charges at least. We do not have the disposition, but we did recover DD-214 from his time in the U.S. Army. It looks like in 2016, he was charged with a couple of matters, including larceny of private property, and more importantly, fraudulent ID documents. And then in 2017, he was charged with desertion or the absence without leave, going AWOL from the Army. Ultimately, he was discharged less than honorably, although it was not a dishonorable discharge. He was discharged from the Army in a less than honorable means or manner. We know that after the conversations, before the conversations with Detective Lesperance, but we believe after the underlying events of this case, he fled from Macomb County, went to Flint, where he was apprehended and brought back to Roseville. And we know that during that time, while he was in Flint, he accessed the internet to search for such things as fastest routes from Flint to Ohio, what to do on the run, is blood traceable, how to beat a polygraph, and deleting Google history. So Judge, I think by his own words and search history, by his prior conduct, and by what is frankly at stake in this particular matter, he's of significant risk of flight. With that, I would request a significant bond. I'm asking for a $500,000 cash surety bond, no 10%, and that a steel cuff GPS tether be attached should he make that bond.
All right, Mike McCutcheon, retired police officer. It seems there's a lot going on here, right? These internet searches about fleeing, how to beat a polygraph, is blood traceable, desertion from the Army, all goes to character and his ability to leave. But they also caught him lying. How important is that when you're initially investigating and someone is provably lying to you?
It's very simple. If you an innocent person, if you ask them a question, they'll be able to answer it. If you're lying, especially in a situation where someone's life is on the line, someone that he is supposedly cares about and would be concerned for if she was missing, of course he would be honest because he would have a legitimate feeling that he wants to find where Ashley is. The only reason he wouldn't is because he doesn't want you to find where she is. And that would be most concerning is somebody who's supposed to be important in her life, her boyfriend, doesn't help you to try to find her. That'd be unbelievably concerning.
Maurice, what type of evidence has been found? Because it seemed like they executed the search warrant of Booker's home and then they were convinced after that. Do we have any idea the type of things they may have found there?
Well, in speaking with police, they indicated to the family that they found substantial evidence inside that apartment as well as inside a dumpster behind the apartment. In fact, they hauled the dumpster away, which I think that evidence is what led them to the landfill that they're searching now for her remains. Reading between the lines, it appears there was substantial blood evidence, which is probably why he was researching is blood evidence traceable. He was concerned, he was worried, and this was planned out by him. He probably thought he was much smarter than everyone else, which obviously he isn't. But it's, obviously a lot of blood evidence was collected.
So, Maurice, I know you have to go tonight, so I wanted to ask you another question about the family. And like you're saying, there's a search ongoing. Is there any hope that she could be found alive somewhere, or based upon all the information they've gotten, the way police are acting and communicating, that that's no longer a possibility in the minds of the family?
Yeah, the family has come to, a conclusion that, Ashley was unfortunately murdered based upon the evidence that has come out thus far in our conversations with police. We know not only have they collected substantial evidence in the home, but her vehicle was recovered as well. There's been no word from Ashley, no sighting of Ashley since the day that she's gone missing, which is not, which is out of her character because she has 2 young children, 7 and 10 years old, that she loves to death, that she adores, and she hasn't reached out at all. But after being presented with the evidence that the police do have at this point in the case, We feel that she is in fact deceased, unfortunately, and now for the family, it's important to find her remains, and so that's why the search that's going on now, despite the cold weather up here in Michigan, is very important because it will help the family, achieve closure, hopefully, and then we can get on to the next phase of this, which is securing justice, and hopefully DeAndre is ultimately charged with murder, and one day ultimately convicted.
My biggest concern when I was thinking of getting Botox Cosmetic was
losing my expression.
Mike McCutcheon, take us inside that home. What type of evidence would you expect that they found that they could come to this conclusion, even without finding Ashley?
So I'm sure if looking at two things, his digital footprint, looking for the blood, but even without that, if they have come to the conclusion that she's deceased, the amount of DNA that you need to collect to be able to make a positive identification now is so small. So they're probably using something like luminol or Blue Star to find blood that's been cleaned up. Maybe a chemical called leucocrystal violet, which interacts with the blood to look for footwear, if he was wearing footwear, so that you can compare it to the footwear that he had. And some of the things that he may be disposing of aren't specifically Ashley's, they may be his. So if they're able to find footwear, for example, that is on her clothing or near those dumpsters, and they can match the shoes that he has, that is going to be a clue. And then any signs of a struggle or a cleanup. And again, that's something that if there's blood evidence, that the luminol or Blue Star is going to be able to indicate when they spray that, because they're going to be able to see that it was cleaned.
All right. Mike McCutcheon's going to stay with us. Maurice, I know you have to go. Appreciate you making time for us tonight. Please, again, express our deepest condolences to the family. Let them know we're thinking about them. And they have such a great spokesperson. I'm so glad that you're able to be the voice of the family, Maurice. Thank you so much. Coming up next. Thank you for having me. Absolutely. Coming up next, what was going on in their relationship?
Does he have any violence or history of violence or anything?
I never knew he was violent. Now that I find out things, I know he was stalking, and some things happened. But I found out later from friends first that, yeah.
So he was.
A Ponzi scheme and a deadly poisoning.
What was going on in their relationship, right? To get to where we are now, something's going on here. Something. Joining me to help us through this, author, certified mental health counselor Sharonda Brown is with us, and criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor, and domestic violence expert Marie Pereira is with us. Thank you both. So we played that part of the interview where mom is talking about how her daughter and this man, everything seemed good. He was part of the family. They opened their arms up to him. But then they started to notice some things. Let's take a listen.
Can you describe any other stalking type incidents where he was doing that?
I don't know. A friend of hers said that she felt like somebody was always following her in her car. Something about another time he tried to make an appointment, but she found it was him, and she called him, and he confessed that it was him, and he just wanted to see her, that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Why did she decide to end it with him, or was it?
When we find out he had like 6 and 7 different pages, like on Facebook, he would have the same people on his page, like responding or replying or, so whatever he posted, which is strange. The same 6 people are not going to always say something. You're going to have different people, different days say things. And that's when we start realizing that something wasn't right with him.
Do you think those were fake or?
Oh, they definitely were. He was good with computers and doing things on them and making fake pages, making fake documents. We just really didn't know who he was. We thought we knew him, but we really didn't. I knew that he had been there 2 days prior, acting like he was a client. He went on her website and booked an appointment to get his hair done. And then he came to her house. He knocked on the front door and the side door, and they didn't let him in. So here he is 2-3 days later. Boom, she's gone.
Some very strange, creepy behavior here. Sharonda Brown, your thoughts about what's going on in this relationship? What's going on with this man, DeAndre Booker?
Most abusers, they warm up to the family. They are very charming. They do get very close because they need to study their prey. They will love on you. They will do everything right. And because they need people to trust them, they need people to believe in their efforts. Just like Mom said, I thought that she was going to be the one, that he married, and they will convince you of that. And then it becomes controlling, and then it becomes territorial, and then they become insecure. Who's that? Who's this person? They want to spot everything you're doing. And then it becomes overwhelming because it's not really love as it is control. And over time, this will become very abusive. And it sounds like she wanted to get out of it once she saw the signs and it was becoming unbearable for her. And ultimately, it ended in her demise.
Yeah, I mean, she was reading the vibes right? I mean, and once she started to notice this stuff, Marie, she's trying to end this relationship, but he's having no part of that.
I'm honored to be on with Sharonda Brown's, by the way, and I agree 100%. It's all about insecurity, abuse, and a thirst for control. So they isolate, they denigrate, they try to reduce your self-esteem, and then when you don't respond, they destroy. So maybe she was a strong woman who was like, nah, I'm not here for it. You're hounding me. I'm working as a stylist. You're worried about men coming into my shop. Now I have to leave my home, go spend money on a salon because you're insecure. And maybe she just stood up for herself, and that's what happened that day. She was not here for it. And that's the most dangerous time, like you always say, Vinny, when the person says, I've had enough, that's when the death and destruction comes to mind.
All right, Sharonda Brown, Marie Pereira, I know you're going to stay with us. We've got more to get to, including a big question. Where is Ashley Elkins?
Watch what carrots do to your dog.
I invited the man I trust with my dogs, Dr. Marty Goldstein.
Here are the best and
of her ex-boyfriend, DeAndre Booker. His home was searched, and investigators believe they found evidence of extreme violence, and as a result are investigating this as a homicide. Booker was arrested and charged with lying to police. Meanwhile, search teams have continued to look for Ashley.
Okay, so let's go through a little bit of a timeline here of what happened. And I think it's very illuminating as to some of the facts and beliefs of the family and of investigators here. And we begin on January 2nd, 2025, 8:30 a.m. That's when Ashley is last seen leaving her home, and that home is in Warren, Michigan. Now, flash forward 10 minutes, just 10 minutes. Ashley's mother, Monica, arrives at Ashley's house. Then Monica sends a text message to Ashley about a dream she had. She receives a suspicious reply, which says, "Aw, man." And Ashley's mom is like, she doesn't talk like that. She wouldn't say, "Aw, man." Then Monica calls Ashley on FaceTime. So she's going to FaceTime her and, try to contact her. But Ashley doesn't pick up, gets no answer. Then this is the part where it starts to get even more suspicious in the eyes of the family. A family member receives a text message from Ashley saying she is going to a beauty supply store in Roseville. Then Ashley's phone is turned off and then turned back on. That's suspicious. We've seen that in other cases. Now, what is the last known location of Ashley's phone? Well, it is at her ex-boyfriend's apartment. Where is that apartment? In Roseville. Now, flash forward 5 days, January 7th. Investigators find Ashley's gray 2010 Chevy Malibu a few miles from DeAndre's apartment in Roseville on Little Mac and 13 Mile Road. So that brings us to the next question in our investigation. It's an important one. It's the one the family really wants answered. Where is Ashley Elkins? From the evidence that we have, the timeline, what investigators are tracking, where is Ashley Elkins? Joining me, retired police officer of 2 decades, an expert at analyzing crime scenes, and he now actually trains investigators. Mike McCutcheon is with us. All right, Mike, looking at that timeline, a couple of things here. The text messages, the not picking up on FaceTime. What are your thoughts about her potentially being abducted like almost immediately as she's leaving her home that morning?
Family is going to know her normal behavior more than anyone. The police really going to focus on that. And you had said it. She doesn't talk like that. So I have a particular way of texting, and if all of a sudden I started sending you odd texts, you would be like, what is going on? That's the same here. So they're going to really have an understanding of how she behaves. And 10 minutes later to get an odd text from her like that is unbelievably suspicious. Then the turning the phone on and off. Let's be real. Nobody does that. Unless there's a problem with your phone. How many times have you turned your phone off in the last week if it wasn't for like a work-related incident or something? You don't. But for her to say, I'm going to be gone for a little bit and then turn the phone off, that is highly suspicious. Now, again, this is all circumstantial at this point, which is still valid evidence. It's still very good evidence. But that is unbelievably suspicious. Just those two things alone. And then, of course, where we look, where was the last place this person was seen? At the boyfriend's house. The FBI even considers a phone to be part of your body. Like that's how much we use our phones. They are always with us. And so for her phone to be there, she's either there or he has the phone and she's not there, because there's no way that she would be just out and about doing her errands, because that's the way we live now, is we always have our phone in reach. So I think that the digital footprint here is in what the family says is going to be particularly
mine's in reach right now
exactly.
too. Mine's in reach. Let's take a listen to Ashley's mom, Monica, talking about that morning and talking about the text messages and trying to contact her daughter.
Struggling to get started on your book? Meet Squibbler, the AI book writer that transforms your ideas into fully developed chapters. With pre-made templates for all genres, AI-powered scene creation, and enhanced visual generation, your book comes to life effortlessly with Squibbler's AI-driven features. And when you're done, we handle publishing for you, delivering a beautiful print-ready book. Write smarter, publish faster. Start your next bestseller.
When I got to her house, it was 8:40. She left at 8:30. I went in the house for a minute, came back out. I texted her I had a dream of her car being stolen. And she replied back, "Oh man," which was weird to me. So I FaceTimed her. She didn't answer. So I said to her, just be mindful, watch your surroundings, and, pay attention where you're going. And she didn't call back. That's not like her. And she never called back. And she never texts back.
Do you think that all man that wasn't like her?
Nah, I don't think so. I think they just need enough evidence. And like he said, they can use like the smallest piece of blood sample and put charges on them. And now they did say that they were planning on putting these charges on. Putting other charges on them by the end of the week, because they know what's going on, man. And like the family said, they've even prepared for the worst. And the police done talked to them and been in contact with them and let them know that this is, this could possibly be an unaliving situation. We talked about that the other day when we was talking about the Nazir Harris situation. And I was saying that women, they are very in tune with their children. Women and people, parents, period, but definitely a mother. They know when something is not right. You know what I'm saying? They found her car. They found her Chevy Malibu over there by DeAndre Booker's apartment in Roseville. They did find her car. But like we were saying, man, a mother knows. And that mother knew something wasn't right just in her. And she didn't call. She said, I'm finna go over here and check on my child. And when she got over there in 10 minutes of having this dream, she knew something wasn't right. She called her daughter, and she got a response back that she knew wasn't of her daughter. Oh, man. And see, these are the things that are going on in these cities, man, and hurting these families, hurting these mothers, man. You're leaving children hurt. You know, like I say, she got 2 sons. They got to grow up without a mother because this idiot is so upset and so hurt. Because just like they said, she done bossed up. I don't know what she was doing before, but what I'm saying is she got her hair stuff going on. You upset because she doing men hair. So really that's just you being insecure and stuff like that. And I can understand how you may not, you know, different people accept different things. You know what I'm saying? So I can't speak on how that man felt like that or why he felt like that. But what I can say is this is allegedly, that part is to be kind of, it's still misunderstood to me because I'm not sure at what point he became her ex-boyfriend, but I know the family said that they had done accepted DeAndre Booker, and he looked at them as family and he knew everybody, you know, and like she said, he took the kids to get their haircut and stuff like that. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I did just want to bring awareness to the situation with Miss Ashley Elkins, man. It's a very sad situation. And it's one that I'm gonna look further into. But like I say, right now, the police and authorities are searching the landfill. I keep forgetting the name of the landfill. But they've been out there for 4 days. I pretty much went over a lot that I know, and that's being reported. You know, they saying that they feel like they're real close to finding her body and bringing the family some closure. So until then, you know, this is something that we can speak on, that we can talk about. It's something that definitely needs awareness brought to, not just Ashley's situation, not just Nazaya's situation, but there are several missing people in Detroit. And I guess if that problem exists in Detroit so bad, it's probably in a lot of other places as well. You know, protect your kids, protect each other, man. Make sure that you talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot of people saying that they talk to their kids and they stay on them and stuff like that. And that's what we got to do. We got to let our kids know that we there for them, man, regardless. If they need to talk to us, man, we right there. You feel me? A lot of them just feel like, you know, I think a lot of kids just get so shut down. Or, you know, sometimes you got parents that just be busy, or parents ain't in the same household together. And a lot of time kids' main place of comfort becomes school. But then they can't talk at school about things they say at home, which they probably shouldn't. But now, you know what I'm saying? But they don't have nobody at home to talk to. At times, I'm not saying that's always the situation. But what I'm saying is we know now, dealing with looking at Ashley Elkins' case, you got 2 young men, two sons that's gonna grow up with nobody. I mean, you know, he gonna go stay with his dad, but he ain't gonna be able to talk to his mom. The psychological things that they'll end up going through and having to deal with, man, because somebody took their mother from them at such a young age is what I'm referring to. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of Ashley Elkins, 30-year-old hairstylist who went missing out of Detroit, Michigan, January 2nd, and has not been seen. Her ex-boyfriend, DeAndre Booker, charged with lying to police and could possibly face unalive charges in the situation. One Life family, I want to thank everybody for pulling up today, man. Keep your notification buttons on. If you have not had a chance, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share if you care button. And most importantly, man, y'all look out for each other, okay? You can follow us over on Twitch if you want to, which is One Life Star. One Life Star is the Twitch if you want to. It's at the bottom. If you want to goddamn donate to the channel, please do so. You see, I can't stay up here too long because y'all know I get hungry, man. We be up here for 8 hours now. I told y'all. Now, y'all, it's Friday. Everything good. We may pop back out and do a little bit more later on, but I got to get me some lunch, man. I be up here talking and breaking stuff down. I'm hungry as hell. But I love y'all, One Life family. Turn your notifications on, man. Hit my Cash App if you care about me eating today. If not, I see how y'all do me. I still love you, and I will see y'all in a minute. One Life family.